Hello, this is Rush Crow6, and we're going to be going over scanning, how to scan down any anomalies. So what you want to do with the first part is you want to go to here, scanners. From scanners, you want to go to probe scanners, right? It's going to go back down because I had it already up. But what you want to do is pull it up. After that, go here to where the arrow is. It'll say we're zero filtered. And what you're going to want to do is look at anomalies and get rid of anomalies. So it's only showing cosmic signatures. Now we have a cosmic signature in here, right? What do we do? Well, here's another thing you're going to have to do as well. Go back straight to scanners, down here to the left, and you can pull up the solar system map. Now, some of you will have your solar system look kind of like that. If you want to move it out to floating, you're just going to click this big box here, click floating, and it will pull it out. You might have to resize it. You might also have it to where this is squared on it. So it'll look kind of somewhat like this. It might be in the center. To break these, again, go to the box. So that box pulls it out. And then from here, make sure it has floating. If you wish to not have it take over your screen, I strongly suggest you do not allow it to take over your screen. Typically when I'm in friendly space, I want to be tethered. So I'll usually just approach while I'm doing it. Once these two windows are open, you can kind of move them about how you want to. Sometimes I have a text box here, but I've moved it for this specific video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click the Sisticore probe launchers. Those probes are going to go out. You might have a T1 probe, doesn't matter. It's the same thing, just different name, different strength for it. Don't worry too much about it. These are a bit more expensive. And then you're going to see how there's a little red X here. Now you can scroll in and out. If you want to focus on the red X, double tap on the probe scanner. It will automatically focus it. You see how this one has a big red circle around it. That means my initial scan that I'm going to do has to be somewhere around that. Now you see this one is not big enough, right? So what we're going to do is two things. First, make sure launch pinpoint formation is there. If you don't, it's going to spread out and look a little different. It's going to look like some of these. You want pinpoint formation, right? Oh, I moved it all the way out there. That's my fault. But you can use these arrows to move them to the left and right, up and down, whatever you want to do. Get it as close as you can centered to the X, right? And because it has that red circle, again, we need to widen it. So we're going to go back up here. Your AU. This is going to determine how big your scan is. So I moved it up, again, to 8 AU, right? This is going to cover up the red. It's going to be enough for us to scan this down, at least initially. Click the Analyze. That is going to do the initial scan. You'll see your screen up here have a little go through once it starts analyzing it. See that? The line goes through. It's analyzing that signature. Once it's done, it's not going to be fully scanned, but it's going to show, okay, we got 19.3 on it, right? And it moved. What do? Well, we're going to move our box again. Move it any way you want. This is how I like to move it. Try to get it as close as you can to the red box. It doesn't have to be exact, but it should be similarly close, right? Got it down there. Awesome. Got it here. But now, since we've got it pinpointed more, we can move it down. I'm going to move it down to 2. Sometimes 2 might be a little too much. There's no red circle around it, so it might be good. I usually try to move it down at least 2 notches if possible. If you do that and it doesn't work, just move it back up a notch. If you move it too far down, you might have the signature get lost and have to redo the whole thing. But boom! We were able to get it from there. This one was a pretty easy scan for us, and to be fair, we don't have day 1 skills. Some of you might have a bit harder of a time and you have to bring it down to like 0.25. That's fine. Don't worry about that. But we found it's a wormhole. Once we're done scanning this whole system, which we just did, click the recover active probes. It is essential you do this, okay? Always recover when you're done. And then if we want to go take a look at the wormhole, boom, we're going to click the warp to. It's going to send us off on an adventure to go check out what the wormhole is. I do not recommend, if you have no experience with a wormhole, going in, but whatever anomaly, whether it's a relic site, data site, combat site, wormhole, whatever it may be, will pop up there that you can warp to. So as we're in the warp, we're going to go check it out. We see on our overview, there's a wormhole in fact here. If we wish to go in, we can. That is the basics 101 of how to scan things down, how to scan down anomalies.